and then also Pando Heart of Lions. And as you can see, it's getting packed here, but then it's buzzing and the stands are reverberating. My name is Jose Hohoe. I'll be your host for this afternoon's presentation. But don't forget to follow the social media handles of the Ghana Premier League, the only league that matters across the various social media handles. It's Ghana League on Facebook, X, as well as on Snapchat, and Ghana Premier League on TikTok, YouTube as well. Welcome once again, and a happy new year to you if you just tuned in to TV3 and Unia TV. And I'm joined at pitchside by one of the best, analysts and then also sports pundits as far as Volta football is concerned. And Francis Aboibo Blackgate joins me this afternoon here at pitchside. Francis, good afternoon and a happy new year.
Good afternoon, Jose. Many happy returns to yourself and our viewers across the world.
Francis, it's the first ever Volta derby here, and as you can see, it's buzzing, it's electric. But what do you make of this? Unprecedented.
Well, you can't fault the people of the Volta region and Ghana at large because it's been coming, it's been long. During we the Gen Zs, our time, for the very first time in the history of Ghana football, for us to see two Premier League clubs from the Volta region playing in the Ghana Premier League. It's a thing of beauty, and if you go around the stadium prior to kickoff, the kind of euphoria and buzz you feel around the stadium, it tells you that today is a historic day, it's a big day for both clubs and the set of fans. Anybody that will be around the stadium, it's a big day for everyone to enjoy.
But what changes now? We've seen it. Hohoe United is always packed to capacity, whenever they play at home. They've been losing. You talk about Pando Heart of Lions. The form isn't impressive. 2 points from available or a possible 18 points in their last 6 games. What's at stake for both teams?
Well, Jose, everything is at stake this afternoon here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium because both teams want to stop the rot. You look at Hearts of Lions, they've lost their last 4 games in the Ghana Premier League. And on the flip side, you look at Hohoe United themselves, they've also lost 3 games on the bounce. So they want to put a stop to the rot. And it's a big day. 2nd January in the Volta region is a big day. And today, both set of teams will love to put some sort of smiles on the faces of their teaming fans. So if you look at Coach Bashir and Coach Tijani, both of them are poised. If you look at the team sheet that will be going into pretty much soon, both of them set out to play free-flowing attacking football. So one thing that for sure for all the fans here to be expecting is the fact that it will be a cracking game, epic showdown over the course of 90 minutes. You have a crack at each other and it will be buzzing. Trust me, you can see the stands are gradually filling up. And it wouldn't just get bigger than this one here at the heart of the Volta region.
Interesting. So it's the first ever Volta derby here from the Hohoe Sports Stadium. It's Hohoe United taking on the original neighbours, that's Pando Heart of Lions. It's the first game of match day 17. So we are not only beginning a new year, but we are actually drawing the curtains on the first round of the only league that matters, the 2025-26 Ghana Premier League season. I'm still here at pitchside with Francis Aboibo Blackgate. There's more for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
What promises to be a cagey encounter. The Ghana Premier League live on TV3. The Ghana Premier League. It's more than 3 points.
Friday kickoff from the Hohoe Stadium. It is the Volta Derby, Hohoe United taking on Bando Heart of Lions. What a game we have on our hands. What a game to kickstart 2026. And it promises to be an interesting one. Kickoff is in the next couple of minutes, but we are live on TV3. We're also live on Onia TV. And I'm still here with Francis Aboibo Blackgate. It's match day 17 of the Ghana Premier League, and there are quite some interesting fixtures coming up on Sunday. But then the top liner definitely will be that game at the TNA Stadium in Takwa, where Mediama Sporting Club will continue with their title charge where they host Accra Hearts of Oak. Francis, what a game that would be. And already it looks like the title race is getting heated.
Yeah, you look at Mediama, they are playing very well, especially on the road. But sometimes when they get back to the TNA Stadium, in games that you expect them to win, then they tend to struggle. But look at Hearts of Oak. They have the best defensive unit in the Ghana Premier League. And that's the strength of their team. For Mediama, they have to find ways and means to break down this stubborn Hearts of Oak team. The biggest problem for Hearts of Oak this season has to be their inability to convert the premium chances that they normally carve out in the games that they play. But strikers like Hamza Isai and Frank Abura Duku, they've got to be consistent for them, because if they can keep scoring consistently, then Hearts of Oak will have a proper crack at the table. Even though they are not scoring that much, you look at their point tally, they are in the top 4 of the season. And this is a top liner. At the TNA Park, you know, Hearts of Oak always have a way of finding their rhythm whenever they are playing against Mediama, especially a way to beat them. So for Mediama, they are in rich vein of form.
Yeah.
They went to Gold Stars in midweek to get a 0-0 stalemate. Now they will have to go back home after they beat Hearts of Lions over the weekend, last weekend at the Pando Park. So for the last 6 points available, they managed to pick 4 on the road. And Coach Ibrahim Tanko's team looked very good going into that game. And for Hearts of Oak, they themselves beat Samatex in their last game.
Interesting. So these are the fixtures for match day 17, the very last round in the first, or the very last round, or match week in the first round of the Ghana Premier League, where today our game will be Hohoe United taking on Heart of Lions as our featured game. Then on Sunday, the featured game will be at the TNA Stadium. And Francis Aboibo Blackgate was just talking about that game, crucial game. 3 points, or is a 6-pointer actually, because whoever wins that game would really have a huge advantage. Adriana will be at the Nana Ajibambedu, the first park. They take on Vision FC. Bicham United also return to the Nana Fosu Jiabo. Brekum Chelsea will be visiting, and the Yasamatex also engaging the Young Apostles. 11 Wonders will be up against Bibieri Gold Stars, and then you have Dreams FC against Basake Holy Stars, and Swedro All Blacks will welcome Kumase Asante Kotoko. Then you have Nations FC. It's not really been so smooth and sound for them, but then they'll be taking on Karela United. Francis, these are the games we have. Match day 17, the end of the first round.
Yeah, you look at some mouth-watering encounters, especially the game in Swedru, where Swedru All Blacks will be taking on Porcupine Warriors, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Kotoko themselves have not been good travelers this season in the league. We've seen them lose some points here, even at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Hohoe United, new entrance, beat them here. They went to Basake, they lost.
Yeah.
So if you look at the smaller team, they always find a way to beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And Kotoko themselves would love to finish off at the back of that resounding win last weekend over Bicham United, where they won by 6 goals to 0. So they are going into the game at the back of some decent results. And it will be a cracking game at the Swedru Sports Stadium.
Yeah, we're still building up to the very first game of 2026 in the Ghana Premier League. It's Hohoe United taking on Bando Heart of Lions in a Volta Derby. But it's now time to listen to what coaches, or both coaches, have to say ahead of this crucial encounter. Happy New Year.
Yeah, many happy returns.
Now, this is a historic game, the first ever Volta Derby in the Premier League. And you are playing at home. What sort of atmosphere are you expecting today?
Yeah, well, for us, it's just about the 3 points. That's the most important for us. Although we both have the similar problem, because we both were first lost in our last 3 games, you know. So the encounter is going to be a very difficult one. But we have watched their video and know their weaknesses. That's exactly what we are going to work on that.
And how do you intend, heading the side that are quite in trouble now? They've lost their last ball on the pass. What are you looking at doing to attack them?
Yeah, we also lost our last 3 games, So I think the problem is my boys should try as much as possible to be clinical when the opportunities come. That's the only problem, because we are playing very well. We are doing everything. Just when we get to the final third, that's the problem. But I think today we'll see different Hohoe United.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, my brother.
The first ever voter derby in the Premier League.
Yes.
Today. What are you expecting from this game?
Well, I am expecting very beautiful game, and then very enjoyable by the people around here, because it's a local derby, voter derby, and so this is the first time they are coming to watch. There are 2 premier clubs, and so I'm expecting a very good game, so that everybody will enjoy, and then they continue celebrating their Christmas.
Now, with your form, you've just won 2 points out of a possible 18 in the last 6 games. How are you looking at snapping that today?
Yeah, it is very, very disturbing, And for me, I believe that football, sometimes it happens like that. You can't find the reason, but you'll be trying to conjure some of the reasons maybe this things happen. But once it's football, we will put everything behind. And once it's the new year, we are in 2026. So I think we are going to sell a very good football from the 20. So people should keep on watching us from 2026, starting from today.
All right, so these are the words of the coaches, both coaches ahead of this big game here. And as you can see, the Paramount Chief of the Hohoe traditional area is also set to grace the occasion. It tells you the magnitude of this game, and it tells you how we are kickstarting 2026. Francis, we've heard from both coaches, hoping to snap the losing streak, especially for the home side, Hohoe United, where you find TJ under lots of pressure.
Yeah, for the Ghana Premier League, for you to survive, you've got to be in the region of 20 points just at the end of the first round for it to stand a realistic chance of surviving relegation. And currently, Hohoe United are on 17 points. So they've got to win this game by all means to be able to hit that 20-point margin. And it's a big game for them, as well as Hearts of Lions. Lions coming into the game in their last 6 games. I can't remember the last time Hearts of Lions went this long in the Ghana Premier League without winning a game. So they themselves want to stop the rot. So this is a blockbuster. It's a huge game for both teams. They would love to have one, and then the bragging right is at stake. Bando and Hohoe are just separated by just 40 to 35 minutes drive. And you can tell the carnival, in terms of the culture that is being depicted here. Both Paramount Chiefs will be here, the MPs will be here, the Honorable Minister, Honorable John Peter Amewo himself will be here. So it's a big game here at the heart of the Volta region. And the football itself, there will be no love here over the course of 90 minutes. Any other thing can happen after 90 minutes. But during 90 minutes, it's a big game. You look at the team sheet that both coaches put up here this afternoon. For Heart of Land, they are starting in a 4-2-4 formation. It tells you that Coach Bashir Hayford is going gun blazing on all cylinders with Efson, Chauncey Freeman, Sidolf Asante, as well as Kojo Obin Jr., the former Hearts of Folk man who has won the league with Hearts of Folk. So if you look at the quality in the central midfield, you look at Echedogli as well as Ishmael Adu. The back line always remains the same. In goalkeeper Lawrence Ose, Captain Ebenezer Aban, Ruben Hennessy, you look at this guy, Bismarck Enim, complete the back four. So this is a well-tried and tested back line for Heart of Land. So if you look at their starting 11, it tells you how they are approaching this game. At the flip side, look at Coach Tijani, Bangura, the chant captain of the Guinean national team, starts today. You look at Lawson Bekwede, who formerly plays for Liberty Professional, is also starting. Then the captain of the team, in Usman Safian, at the heart of midfield, you have Senior together with John Alosode. So it tells you that these two coaches are ready to have a crack at each other, and this is an epic game. It's interesting. Fans at home, far away, watching on TV, as well as fans in the stadium who truly enjoy this one here.
But you talk about Heart of Lions, 6 games without victory, 2 points out of 18 collected. You think that's where they look at the season and they're like, yeah, the title race is over for us. Let's just try and salvage something. No,
you look at them and then the top half is separated by just 6 or 7 points. Basically, in the Ghana Premier League, we have loads of games to play. This match day 17. then there's another 17 matches for you to play again. Their title charge is on course. They just need to keep on to be on par with the rest of the team. That is Hearts of Folk, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Mediama, and Gold Stars. So they have to win here today, they themselves as well, to be able to stay close to the teams in the top 4. So for Hohoe United, they have to win to be able to get out of the relegation zone, hit that 20-point gap, and then go into the second round of the season. For Heart of Lions, they have to win to stay in touch with the top 4. So that's how crucial this game is. And none of the teams will be content with a draw after 90 minutes. Well, it will be a point gain, but if you look at where both of them separate the permutations of the Ghana Premier League table, they would love to win, and then, for obvious reasons on the two halves of the table, stay in touch with those who are with Heart of Lions. They want to be in touch with those who win the Ghana Premier League. And for Hohoe United, they want to get themselves out of the relegation zone.
Wow. But the last time we saw Hohoe United win over here was a 1-0 win against Asante Kotoko, if you remember. A very, very, hostile game where they fought in the first 45 minutes. It was an awful second 45. Do they need to channel back that energy, that same energy? We've seen them being lethargic in games against Adriana, in games against Gold Stars. But what do they need to do today?
Well, their biggest problem is their inability to be ruthless in front of goal, to put away those premium chances that they carved out. In their last home game against the defending champions, BBN Gold Stars, they played very well. About 75 minutes of that game was basically played in the half of their opponent, Gold Stars. Gold Stars never carved out any clear-cut opening to score. They only got one free kick here, which they managed to score, and that was it. They managed to close out the game. Hohoe United created not less than about 8 premium chances in that game, but they were not able to finish off the chances. They are just supposed to be calm and composed in front of goal. And this afternoon, their general acquisition in Lawson Bekwe, with all the experience he has garnered for playing in the Ghana Premier League, is starting this afternoon. So they'll be banking their hopes on him to be able to put off those chances.
All right, so Friday kickoff from the Hohoe Stadium is the Volta Derby. Hohoe United taking on Bando Heart of Lions. We are headed for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Tarkwa TNA Park, Lidiama and Accra Hearts of Oak renew their rivalry in what promises to be a cagey encounter. The Ghana Premier League live on TV3. The Ghana Premier League. It's more than 3 points.
Special year at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. On behalf of all of us here at Adisa Productions, wish everyone a very happy new year and a glorious one as that. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse, together with Josiah Okokoe. We are commentators for this big one here between Hohoe United and Pando Hearts of Lions. It's a Volta derby, and it can't come any better than the very first Premier League game in the new year.
Good afternoon, Dakwa JC, and a happy new year to you as well. But what a game we have on our hands, and just look at the crowd here, just look at the atmosphere. It's electric, and just look at that, the way, or a perfect way to just kickstart another year in the Ghana Premier League. It will be nothing over 90 minutes. Definitely hostilities is set to begin.
Their very first meeting in the Premier League since the promotion of Hohoe to the Ghanaian top flight. Don't forget, they've already met this season in the FA Cup, and Pando Hearts of Lions beat Hohoe United at this venue by a long goal to sail through to the round of 32 in the FA Cup. So for Hohoe, it's not just about redemption to get their season back on track, but they've got scores to settle with Hearts of Lions, who are also seeking to get back to winning ways after 4 consecutive defeats in the Premier League.
Yeah, there's similar stories for both sides. For Hohoe United, they are not entirely safe this season. They are just sitting a little bit above the red zone, and they'll be hoping that they can from the pressure coming. But for Pando Hearts of Lions, they move from title contenders to title pretenders.
Hearts of Lions sporting sea blue jerseys with the home side, Hohoe United, in their traditional home jerseys of red over black shorts and red stockings to match. They've been one of the sides who have kept with a very consistent starting lineup. They hardly alter with their selection, but for injuries and suspensions, you can always predict the lineup of Hearts of Lions, and they paraded similar faces here in Hohoe this afternoon.
Yeah, the coach understands. He believes that consistency is just the key, to getting or achieving their goals, and that's one of the things you'd always credit them with. They are always consistent with the lineup. It's the same back four, it's the same double pivot, it's the same attacking front four, and that's what they've done. Unfortunately, the results are not coming, and they'll be hoping that today, this New Year game would help them turn the corner.
At the last of the first round games, and this opening Friday will set the stage for some more thrilling fixtures to bring an end to the first half of a very competitive and an exciting Ghana Premier League. You can't take anything away from the competitiveness of this season's campaign.
Not at all. You can't take your eye off the screen for a second and you might miss a crucial action. And just like you're saying, Match Day 17 has some good fixtures, but for the teams, it's always about the objective. The main objective is to pick up maximum points, regardless of where you're playing, at home or even away. You just want to pick up points because you are either trying to break away from the relegation zone or even looking at the title.
That's the Hohoe United lineup. Goalkeeper Kweku Musa, the usual suspect in post, at right back is Bangura, Dumaku and Paul Kwame in central defense. Mohamed is at left back, Ojo, Alosode, Osei and Osapo in a 4-man midfield with Usman and the new striker Lawson Bekui leading the attack. He just joined Hohoe United a few days ago and expected to add some bite to the attacking play of Hohoe United.
Yeah, very, very crucial for them. Crucial to the setup, and that two top, Osman will be that man playing in the hole.
Usman Sofianu, the captain, gets to choose where Hohoe United will be playing from. Referee Mohamed Misbao is the centre man. He's assisted by Paula Timaka and then Joshua Kofi Agbo. This is the lineup of the away side. Lawrence Osei in post, Danso at right back, Hennessy and Arban in central defense, Enim at left back, Freeman, Dogley, Osei, and Obin in a four-man midfield with Asante and Edson leading the attack for Bashir for guys this afternoon here in Hohoe.
That's a setup without the ball, but with the ball, you could see the, just swarming the area, the defensive area of Hohoe United, and it's more like a 4-2-4 for me. But without the ball, they might really have to defend very, very deep. The likes of Obin Jr. and Co. would have to track back and help with defensive duties.
There's so much pressure on Tijani Abdurrahim to get this team back on track and back to winning ways. They've been very inconsistent under his watch this season. He's had his issues to deal with the fans, some of whom have called for his dismissal following their poor run of results in the season's Premier League.
It's always mixed reactions. He's giving them some good moments here. That win against Kumase Asante Kotoko, obviously the biggest win they've had this season. But, some are also keeping their faith in him. They know that he's definitely the man to lead them to where they want to be.
Bashir Eford has also supervised the longest losing streak of Hearts of Lions since 2023. It's not the kind of results you're expecting from an experienced gaffer like Bashir Eford. He knows that at a point they were title contenders, but their slump in form now doesn't seem like they can be up for contention anymore.
You wonder what the conversations, would be about. Is it about the title or trying to finish in a respectable position? And today's game would have really had a huge impact in how they finished the first round.
Ms. Bao is ensuring that everything is right for this game to get started here at the Hohoe. It's the Bota Derby underway at the Hohoe Stadium. It's Hohoe United versus Hearts of Lions on match day 17 of the Ghana Premier League. Wherever you are, if you just joined us, it's the opening game of 2026 in Ghana's top flight. Here it's Enim for Hearts of Lions. His early ball goes straight to the Hohoe United goalkeeper Kweku Musa.
We really want to see how both teams will try to go at each other. Definitely we might see some variations in how they've set up 4-2-3-1. By Abdul Tijani Bashiru, the head coach of Hohoe United, and Safiano. I've spoken about him a couple of times. Already on 4 goals this season. They'll be counted on him.
Early cross goes in, but Lawrence Osei makes light work of that cross.
Not a bad cross earlier on. They're just showing promise at least.
Good dummy from the Hearts of Lions. Liberian import Chauncey Freeman. He actually scored the goal when Hearts of Lions beat Hohoe United in the FA Cup at this very venue, Chauncey Freeman. First goal kick.
He will be busy, very, very, very busy this afternoon. You talk about Kojo Obin Jr. playing at the right-hand side of attack. Yeah, he would love to switch places sometimes, but he'll be coming up most of the time against Bangura. That should be a huge matchup.
Ishmael Ado. Here is Asante. Switches to Obin Jr. Looks for the space to drive Obin Jr. And Musa is up for it.
And he loves to drift centrally a bit, and not long ago we saw him at the right hand side of attack. Now he's drifting a bit central. That's how dangerous he can be, a bit versatile.
Here's Lawson Bekwi. Great defensive play from the Lions captain Arban. Lawrence Osei wasting time, nearly played himself into trouble. Good header down by Enim. Chauncey Freeman just giving it away for a throw.
And they need to keep their focus. They just need to keep their focus intact, because the moment you snap, you could be punished. This is a huge game for them, and it will be crucial if they concede inside the first 5 minutes here. Coming back from a goal that will be very, very difficult for them. They would really need to keep their concentration levels, very, very high.
Hohoe United have a free kick. Osei recently received a call-up to the Black Galaxies for that international friendly against the Bafana before the start of the AFCON. He's regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the Ghana Premier League over the last 3 seasons, Lawrence Osei. Osafu to take the free kick for Hohoe. He goes low. What seemed to have been rehearsed from the training grounds didn't go well.
Yeah, unfortunately, execution just didn't pan out as planned, but it was smart thinking there, trying to just reverse that ball from where it came from. But unfortunately, it was read timely by the defense of Heart of Lions.
Michael Efson enjoying his time at Heart of Lions after parting ways with former champion Samatex. He's regained his confidence under Bashir Hereford, but it must be said that in the last 6 games, it's been a total no-show from every single player of this setup. Here is Safian Usman, the captain of the side. Odro loses possession. Now Bin Jr. takes over for Heart of Lions. Alosode regains possession and finds Adomakong.
They need to be closing in. It looks like there's so much space between the attack and the midfield of Heart of Lions, and that's why we could see Obin Jr. trying to sprint his way all the way into the half of Hohoe United. They really need to transition the ball quicker, and they need to play their attackers into the game.
Here is Paul Kwame. Osafu goes down from the challenge of Enim. Referee Misbah whistles as a free kick to the home side.
Yeah, a bit of a nudge there. Enim just knew that the pace wouldn't help him. You know, coming up against Odro would always be difficult.
Here is Osafu for Hohoe United. Alosode looking for Lawson Bekwi, but Ebenezer Arban steps up, captain leading by example, one of the most consistent centre-backs in the Ghana Premier League in the last 2 seasons. One time gained the call-up to the senior national team, was also part of that team that played against the Bafana, Ebenezer Arban.
He's had lots of experience so far in the last couple of seasons. He's been very consistent as well.
Efson with a delivery, but it goes way up. Chancellor Freeman thought it was a better option, but he decided to go all by himself.
Yeah, I spoke about the space. He had time, he had space. He could have picked up Chancellor Freeman, decided to go all alone, checked onto his left foot. Just look at that. No, but that was good positioning by the defense of Hohoe United, not allowing him to just hit a pass through or anything like that.
There's a Volta derby. Heart of Lions up against Hohoe United at the Hohoe Stadium. A game that has attracted impressive numbers because it's a derby. Hohoe and Kwando are neighbors, just towns apart. Football brings the people together here.
Yeah, obviously.
At the stadium. But for the 2 teams, redemption and revival on their minds. It's not been good for them in the last couple of games.
It's not. That's not. And it's historic as well. It's the first time they actually played, in the top flight. Yeah, the last time they met was in the FA Cup, another competition. But, this time it's all to play for. You look at Hohoe United and how they fared so far. It's been topsy-turvy for them. They've had some good wins here. That win against Kotoko, a draw against Mediama. But then losing to Aegean and then also Gold Stars was just the lowest they could go, and now they are trying to redeem themselves. They are trying to salvage something because that relegation fight is still on. It's just not totally out for them, and that's why they need to pick up maximum points in a crucial game like this.
Enim. Ball came over Sante. Ishmael Ado can get to Obin Jr. Safian Usman. Al Qasim's delivery brought down. Here is H.A. Dogley. Now Freeman shows desire, tries to pick out seed of Asante, but Musa gets the ball away. No red shirt as Enim take control for Arban.
Yeah, we hardly see the high press from either side. They're trying to be cautious. You can see Hohoe United trying to keep it, with that mid press, not committing too many men forward without the ball. They know that that front four of Heart of Lions can always be dangerous. And for Heart of Lions as well, they've kept it a bit, the tempo a bit low. They are not trying to force anything. But then we've not really seen that double pivot of Ishmael Ado and then also H.A. Dogley yet in the game.
Dogley, Freeman, Efson, Dogley. Good play from Lions, but Asante has handed possession away with a very poor pass. Safian Usman up against Ishmael Ado. Tries to pick out Losim Bekwe. Safian, Al Qasim, Alosode. Paul Kwame, Adomako.
It's been slow. It's been slow. Just look at that.
It's 10 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. It's Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0.
You're not really seeing the pattern of play.
Hennessy surges forward for Hearts of Lions. He wants his men to go forward, but no one is going. He finds Asante. Ado. Obin Jr. Hearts of Lions trying to create spaces and find their way, but Hohoe United defend their lines really well. Here is Osafo. Alosode.
It's been lethargic. It's just short of whatever you expected or anticipated, and you'll be hoping that these fans are itching to get going. They are itching to get at the edges of their seats. It's not really been what you would have wanted, but it's been cautious as well from both coaches. We all know, 3 maximum points is at stake, but for a historic game as this, you'll be hoping that you see some high flying tackles, some very, very explosive plays down the wings, but you're just hoping that a lot would change. Slow tempo, cautious from both teams, but then there's still a lot more to play for.
Hearts of Lions have gone 6 games without a win, 2 draws, 4 defeats, and is the longest winless run in the GPL this season. And December particularly was very difficult for them because they went the entire month of December without winning a single game, enduring 4 defeats in the month of December. And in the process, they dropped to the 8th position on 23 points, 17 goals scored, and 12 conceded. Not a good story for Bashir Force Chargers. And this is the longest winless run for Hearts of Lions, dating back to 2023.
Yeah, you don't win the league with this. These are not the numbers that can convincingly win you the title. Last season they came very close. This season we've seen them a couple of times. They started brightly, went to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, got a draw there, came to Accra to vote, picked up a point. They went some crucial grounds. They managed to get points there, but just don't know what hit them. You just don't know what happened. They've been consistent with the selections as well, but sometimes it's all about the mentality. And you have two title-winning players, Being Junior and Efson, and that's why they were brought in, to help, build and elevate the mentality of this team. I think there's quite some pressure on Bashir Hayfor, and this is where he needs to turn things around. It's 2026. Perhaps it's a new year, and the resolution will be that we turn things around and start winning games.
Obin Junior to Aban. Here is Asante. He shoots from the distance, and it goes wide for a goal kick.
Not a back try over there by Sido Asante. He's been working, he's been connecting the defense as well, or the midfield and the attack. Just look at that from a distance. And you always need to credit the defense of Hohoe United. They've been stationary, they're not moving, and we've hardly seen Heart of Lions have any touches in the box of Hohoe United. They've been kept at bay, but then they are still trying to find ways.
Usman, Alosode, Al Qasim. Osafo heads it down, but Hennessy has moved upfield and he's lost possession now. Oh, United, miscommunication between those two midfielders, and Obin Junior will take advantage. Here is Kojo Obin Junior. Good defensive play from Hohoe United. They needed to get it right. The likes of Paul Kwame, Adomako, they had to.
Yeah, they nearly paid the price for losing the ball in a crucial area, but good recovery by the defense of Hohoe United, and could see Obin Junior storming down the line, just hoping that he would have had a clean touch, but that was good recovery there. But Adomako just stuck a leg in there, making it difficult for him to control that ball.
Diving header from Adomako. It's a corner for Hearts of Lions. Good decision from the assistant referee.
He had it right, but we know Heart of Lions to be a side that love to exploit the wing areas, the wide areas, but we've not really seen that today. We've seen Obin Junior, drift a bit narrow, a bit more central.
Corner to be taken by Enim. He goes for the short corner. He finds Danso. Here is Enim. Swings the ball in. That was close from Ebenezer Aban, the captain. Nearly the opening goal for Hearts of Lions. So close.
The closest we've seen any of these two sides come to scoring, and just look at that. Men in the box, you could have about 5 Heart of Lions players, but he decides, to just find Aban, who was totally unmarked over there. That's poor marking by the defense. Just look at that. Just had to direct that one with ease, and it was just unfortunate. He just clipped the upright. Should have been the first goal.
Aban denied by the bar. Efson, Asante, Ado tries to find Freeman. Ball is cleared by Al Qasim. Here is Odro. He finds Usman. Here is the Hohoe captain. He's inspired them many games this season. They'll be looking forward to his inspiration to bring them back to winning ways this afternoon. Usman, the captain. Alosode is a foul against Hearts of Lions.
Good decision. And Usman is at the heart of everything. Good that happens to Hohoe United this afternoon. He's really working hard in the hole, right behind Bikui. It's that so well to hold on, but just look at that trip from Sido Asante. And they are struggling to keep possession now, Hohoe United. They are really relying on the fast breaks, which is really helping them. But then they lack numbers up front.
Free kick taken. Good save by Lawrence Osei. Great delivery by Alosode.
It would have been a sumptuous goal if that had gone in. That was a great hit. And an equally good save by Lawrence Osei.
Osafu's corner, chance for Hohoe United, and Lawrence Osei again pulling off this great save to deny Hohoe United.
That was a big chance, great chance. A good ball into the box, it loots everyone. A flick at the far post, then Odro manages to get something on it. And that was Bekwe at the far side, unmarked.
United with a corner. Corner swung in. The Queen went in and nearly the opening goal. That was some goal line clearance by Enim for Hearts of Lions. Still not out of total danger. Here is Paul Kwame, but Essence' foot was way up. Referee whistles. It will be interesting to see what decision it takes. He might just see it as a low one.
Exactly, but that was the ball again, causing commotion in the box. Not totally cleared. Miscommunication there. Lawrence will say, doesn't tell his defenders he's going for it. No one knows, and he's frustrated. But the return ball again, just look at that.
So Sidof Asante and Enim,
just look at that, blocking his path. And it was Asante blocking his path over there. He was furious after clearing that one, but then good ball again, going direct. Another ball into a dangerous area. The header back into the box, and Sidof clears again. But look at this. This is a foul.
Difficult call.
Difficult call. Difficult.
Asante. Chance to Freeman on 20 minutes. It's Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0 in the Bota Derby here at the Hohoe Stadium.
Premium chances, big chances. Not long ago we saw Alban's header and another goal line clearance there, but I think the tempo gradually is rising.
Hohoe United pushing. He bought the foul and he really got it. Hearts of Lions will pay the price for that foul on Odro.
And that was Yautan, so just falling for that bait over there. He shouldn't have gone in. That ball would have definitely rolled out, but it was the smartness of Odro who had to just take a little touch and just, bait him, called for that free kick, was calling for that foul, and, Danso had to foul him.
Free kick to the home side, Hohoe United. Aloso there to take. He's had one already parried by Lawrence Osei. This time he goes low. Odro tries to flick it. Another throw-in for the home side. The defensive responsibilities Sid has taken is really coming good for Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, they've been under pressure in the last 3-4 minutes, and he has to join the defense.
Aloso this throw. Headed down by Arban. He's furious. Referee did not whistle in favor of Hohoe United. Player stays down. It is Odro. Referee misbow. Overlooked. And he's helped him up. No foul here.
Yeah, you're thinking any foul would have been a penalty, and I doubt there was enough in it for that to have been a penalty. Yeah, there was contact, but not enough to warrant.
Hohoe United and 5. Hearts of Lions. There's not been an overly aggressive contest between these two.
Not at all. You were thinking, 90 minutes should be hostile. It should give you the high-flying tackles, the long range shots, the dribbles, the flicks, everything. But yeah, the tempo is built up. In as much as we would want to have fun, these two teams are quite cautious, especially for Hohoe United playing at home.
Kwejobin Jr. for Hearts of Lions. Back for Eche Dogley. Dogley still hangs on. That's a foul against Enim. Referee he's reached his pocket. It will be a yellow card. The first of the afternoon flash to Hearts of Lions. left back.
Yeah, definitely.
Enim, too aggressive, too physical from Enim on Osafo.
Yeah, you could see he shoved him down. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't going for the ball totally, but that was a mistake from Dogley, Dogley in the central area, which could have caused them. Had Osafo broken away with that ball, it would have been a fast break, and there was nothing they would have done to stop him, and Enim just had to take one for the team.
Enim will be playing with extra caution with some 70 minutes to go. He knows any more mistake might just end him up in the dressing room for an early shower.
It was definitely, and you're asking what's TJ doing about that? Are they trying to exploit the left back who is now in the books of the referee? Perhaps maybe there's a time you need to feed Osafo a couple of more balls, create those 1v1 situations.
That's clumsy.
Yeah, very
clumsy
there.
From the Hohoe United winger Osafo. A while ago he was at the receiving end, and he turns out to be the aggressor this time.
Yeah, but he luckily walks away without going into the books of the referee. And that's what it could be at some point. Within the intervals, you could see both teams trying to get a go at each other, and sometimes the tempo drops a bit. But for Hohoe United, you'd be expecting them to have the tempo a bit. The other home side, and we've seen them lose narrowly here on these grounds. They lost to Gold Stars, they lost to Igiana. And if you're not able to get an early goal, it just creates so much pressure for you in the second half. And if you don't take it, you concede a goal, and you could be dropping points.
25 minutes. Game has been paused for cooling break in the Volta derby between Hohoe United Football Club and Bando Hearts of Lions. Hohoe United are enjoying a very difficult spell. In their last 10 games, Hohoe United have won just 2 of their last 10 games, 3 draws and 5 defeats. In those 5, they've suffered 3 consecutive defeats, and this has left them on the 16th position on the league log, a situation that this man would want to really get it sorted out as we kickstart the second half of the league next week. He might want to end the first round on a high, but as we speak, it's not looking good for the new boys.
It's terrible, and he needed that cooling break actually to send out some information to the team. Maybe they need to regroup, reset a couple of things, and try and break down this Heart of Lions defense again. They've come close a couple of times, but you look at the records, last 10 games, 5 defeats, 3 draws, and just 2 wins. And, to make it worse for them, they're losing here at a place where they call a fortress. Last season, where they were playing in the Division 1, they barely lost any home games, and now they are in the top flights, and teams come here and pick up points, and walk away with even maximum points here, and it doesn't look good for them. If you want to keep your place, in the top flight, then one of the things you need to do, and one of the things that every team does, is make your home a fortress, make it very, very difficult for any team that visits you, and that's what they'll be hoping at doing this year, perhaps.
Enim's header. Alosode. Flicked by Captain Usman, and Dogley has found chance to Freeman, who has gone missing in the game in the last couple of minutes. Freeman. Good touch from Chance to Freeman. Flag is up. Offside against Michael Efson. Obin Jr. was trying to make the run, but Efson had already been flagged offside.
Yeah, that was lazy play by Efson, not trying to get onside. That was a good ball. He had space, but unfortunately he just found himself in the red zone, and it was a good call. No qualms about that. No complaints at all. And they just need to find him often. He needs to make the right runs behind the defense.
2 teams on low confidence, judging from the results in recent games, going at each other here Fairly balanced contest so far.
Yeah, so far, so good. Perhaps maybe for both sides, if only a draw will be okay for them, especially you look at Hohoe United languishing in a very, very precarious, position now. It doesn't look good for them. They really need to turn things around. It begins with games like this, derby games. You need to win it. You need to give it, everything. I've just not been impressed with the attitude so far. Yeah, you're playing at home. You have the fans behind you. You need to push a little bit more. You need to try and create something.
In Imseda, Osman. It's a handball against Osafo. Claims it was his chest, but it was obvious he handled the ball.
No grip, no traction at all. Both teams struggling, especially in the middle of the pitch. And that you could see coming off his hand there, trying to protest, but I think the referee had a clear view.
Ruben Hennessy. Lovely dink to Enim. Enim sends in a cross. Obin Jr. is lurking. Here is Asante, and it's flown over the bar for a goal kick.
We just saw Enim bump forward for the first time here, and just look at that. It was a good cross into the box. We expected at least a couple of, Heart of Lions players to attack that. But that ricochet fall into Asante, and that volley, that's not good enough.
Asante looking for chance to Freeman. Here is Freeman for Heart of Lions. And he missed, but was he impeded? The question is, was he impeded or not?
Yes, he was. He was. Just look at that. But, I just don't know. But he shouldn't have gone for that. You're trying to win yourself a penalty. He shouldn't have hit that ball. He struck it, and I think that was where the referee just called a shot. He felt that wasn't going to be a penalty, but he was impeded, clearly.
Fair challenge by Al Qasim on 30 minutes. It's Hohoe United 0, Heart of Lions 0 in the Volta Derby.
With double pivots missing so far. We've not really seen, the likes of Hohoe and also Aloso today. Not too much of them. You look at Heart of Lions also parading Ishbelado and then also Dogley. And, these two teams are built on the strength, of these players, especially in midfield, giving cover to the defense and then also trying to link the attackers. But we've not really seen anything like that, especially for Hohoe United. We've not seen that link up between the midfield and even the number 10 in Osman Safian.
Seed of Asante, Efsen, Obin Jr. beaten to it by Bangura. Losode goes to Adomako. Musa is brought into the picture. There's a foul against Danso for shoving down Odro.
Yeah, and the protest will continue there. It was an aerial challenge, and Hennessy, perhaps making contact there, but that was a call there, bit of an extended arm there from Hennessy, and just got punished for that.
Free kick taken in the straight to Lawrence Osei. Heart of Lions might be thinking, how did they lose their grip on the top spot to further slip down the league log? That's the earlier foul on Eche Dogley.
Yeah,
that was a stamp.
Needless from Safian, and that should attract a booking. I think, the referee will be lenient not to flash his card there. So he had no intentions of winning the ball. He just aimed for the foot of Eche Dogley, and he just needs to be careful. He's already been, subjected to some very, very no fierce tackles already, Chidogli. And he's the man that gets them going. He gets them going. If they want to play that free-flowing football they want to play, then he's the man. He's the playmaker for them. And Ismail Ado will always tidy up. Well, we've not really seen him today, and that's why we've not really seen them in their element. You talk about Heart of Lions.
Ebenezer Albans balling. Obin Jr. had sit down. Ball is cleared by Adomako. There was an earlier miscommunication between himself and Paul Kwame. But he's done well to get that ball away. Solomon Adomako.
And that would have been an error on his part. Miscommunication again.
Danso. Usman takes possession, but he gives it back to the Lions. Hennessy. Dogley. Seed of Asante. Trezwan looking for Enim, but too much on that ball for Enim to pick it up.
He's playing as a number 10 today, and a lot of it is expected of him, but that ball, yeah, you could see the intentions. It was clear, but the weight on the ball, it was a bit overhit for me, and I think there was no way Enim was going to get at the end of that one. But you talk about Sidov, yeah, he slotted in, playing right in front of H. Dogli and then also Ishmael Ado, but we've not really seen the best, those defense splitting passes, those mazy runs, we've not really seen it from him. Perhaps he is a bit rusty, just being used as a sub in most of the games they've played this season.
Hohoe United struggling at home against Hearts of Lions. 10 minutes away from the break. No goals. Ado's balling. Here is Safiano Usman. That ball went too early. Let's see what Lawson Beku is able to do, but he just can't get on that one.
Again, the hold-up play, the two-top of Hohoe United trying to combine, and no assistance from anyone at all, and it was Safiano. Just look at that. Again, between two players, just hitting that one into the channels for Bekoe to attack, at least maybe hold up play and invite his teammate into it, but that wasn't a good pass.
H.A. Dogley. Here is Danso to Dogley. Good ball to Ado. Ishmael Ado tries to get to Efsen. Efsen wanted it on his feet.
That's the kind of striker he is. Split the ball to feet, space.
Hennessy's delivery in, but nobody is arriving to connect for Hearts of Lions. As Kweku Musa hurriedly finds Bangura. And Hennessy's racing to fill in that space is left behind. But H.A. Dogley makes it easier for him by returning position. I've been grappling to figure out where exactly Chauncey Freeman is playing from and his role in this afternoon's game for Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, as an interpositional play, that's why they always play with a four-top. And, they have attackers who can play in every position up front, the four positions behind the striker as a number 9 or even left or right wing. And that's what we are seeing now. Bin Jr. would love to drift in because sometimes he can play as a number 9 or even a number 10. And you talk about Chauncey Freeman, sometimes he's allowed to roam freely because he's the man, who attacks those half spaces up front. And today we've not really seen him get on the ball often, but he's still a dangerous man with or without the ball.
Hennessy with a long one looking for Epson. Flag is up. Offside against Michael Epson.
The second time in the game he's been caught offside. And he needs to time his runs now, FC. It's not helping the team. That's a run from, a deep area, but the flag had gone up a fraction to into the red zone. He just needs to time his runs now.
Bekwi, Osafo, Osafo still hangs on, swings in across, collected by Lawrence Osei. Ojo was trying to pounce on it.
He thought that ball was loose. Thought he would have got something on it at least.
Ado to Chauncey Freeman. Freeman switches to Asante and Adomako, fouled by the high boot of Sido Asante. The timely clearance ensured that Sido had no option.
And not at all. But it was a lovely ball from Chauncey Freeman from the left-hand side, but that first touch was a bit poor for me. Control with the chest, but just moved further away from him, and he was just trying to bring that one down, but good reading, good movement as well by Adomako to just try and clear that one as well. Just inviting the foul. He managed to win that one, and he's been so great in defense for them this afternoon. With all the experience he's had, he's really showing it.
But I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that unwanted record of being the first player to be red carded in the Premier League in that opening day fixture against Hearts of Oak at the Accra Stadium.
Yeah, not at all. But then the good thing was they left Accra with a point, and that was where they started believing that the league will be good for us.
40 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0.
Yeah, thinking how this game hasn't seen a goal still baffles me. We've seen some good chances, Aban. We've seen a couple as well from Hohoe United, but I think these two teams would have to up the tempo, and you're still thinking what the halftime pep talk would be. Perhaps maybe a tweak in formation, throw in some more attacking players. We might see something more different, a bit more direct in the second half.
Osei Jr. Good control in midfield to find Usman. That through ball is meant for loss in Bekwi, but Lawrence Osei commanding goalkeeping and intelligent defending by Aban. That's clever from the captain.
Yeah, he sees him. He sees the run of Bekwe, and he just manages to stand in his way. There was no way Bekwe was going to get around Aban. He did that so well. And the communication this time between himself and the goalkeeper was just there, and that's what you need sometimes. You just need, these bulky, lanky defenders.
So the home side have got 3 shots on target against 1 for the away side. Hohoe United trying to hit the back of the net before the break to unsettle the visitors, who have found coming down from a goal to win games very difficult in the last 6 matches of the campaign.
It's not been good, especially if they concede first. Heart of Lions, then they are surely going down, and that's what they would want to avoid here. They'll be hoping to avoid conceding first.
Asante, Hennessy is trying to get to a Neem again, but good reading of the game by Osafo. Here is Usman, the captain for Hohoe United, up against Hennessy. One support, and he finds support from Osafo. Usman. The home side been dominated by Hearts of Lions on 55 in terms of possession, but they have the more shots on target than the visitors.
Yeah, we spoke about conceding possession to Heart of Lions there. You know, that's why they went with a 4-4-2 direct. You have Osman just pairing Bekoe, and they do the hold up play, so they just sit a bit deeper and try and hit them on the break. And that's what we've seen from them all afternoon.
Enim to Eche Dogley. Ebenezer Arban. Asante. Enim. Here is Freeman. Ebenezer Arban. Here is Efson. He turns around, but it's a good block from Adomako. Decision had already gone against Efson. He was caught pulling the jersey of Adomako. It's a good decision. It's 45 minutes here at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0. Here is Enim. That's the confirmation of additional time. 3 minutes of stoppage time here in Hohoe. Aban, Obin Jr. charges forward, goes with his left foot, and he rises above the goalpost for a goal kick. The moment he got the ball and ran into space, he had one thing on his mind, to drive forward, and he went over the bar. Kojo Obin Jr. Aban's clearance. We're halfway through stoppage time. Here is Haruna Al Qasim looking for Bekwi, but Lions defend well. Eche Dogley hands possession to Usman. Here is the Lions captain. Swings in across, but nobody's arriving for the home side. Has done so. Gets it away, but only as far as Odro, who doesn't control it well. It's Obin Jr. Now Efson. Good defending from Adomako. Douglas ball in. Efson traps it down, but it falls to Osafo. Alosade. Good control by Hennessy to find Eche Dogley. It's halftime here at the Hohoe Stadium. It's ended goalless after 45 minutes and 3 minutes of stoppage time. The Volta Derby fails to produce any goals. Not so many goal scoring opportunities, but it's been a competitive fixture between these two after 45 minutes. Half-time, Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0.
So halftime at the Hohoe Stadium, where it's the first ever Volta Derby here, and it's goalless after the first 45. Hohoe United nearly getting the opening goal in this game, but unfortunately they just couldn't find the back of the net. My name is Jose Hohoe, and it's now time to talk to the assistant coaches and take their thoughts after the first 45. I'm now here with Coach Shaibu. Coach, a tough first 45 minutes, but what do you have to say about the team's performance?
Well, I think first 15 minutes we played very well, and then the subsequent minutes we lost it in the middle. So I think what we have to do is to make sure at least we take our chances and also solve the midfield problem.
Any subs during halftime?
Yeah. The goals will come in the second half, because we have seen the problems, and we are going to at least make sure we talk to the boys to at least come back strongly.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And that's Coach Shaibu, the assistant coach of Hohoe United. It's still goalless, and he believes that definitely they will have some tweaks, during the halftime break, and they'll come back with the goals in the second half. I'm now here with the assistant coach of Heart of Lions, Daniel Nieje. Daniel, what's your assessment of the first 45?
I would say it's been a good first half for us, because we've been able to keep the ball very well and then created many chances. Yet we haven't scored a goal, but I know second half we are going to score so that the game we are playing will be completed.
And have you been pleased with the movement of the front four and also the support from Echedogli and then also Ishmael Ado?
Yeah, they are doing very well in the midfield, and then everything is going well for us. So I believe we are going to win this game.
All right, thank you very much. All the best of luck. So the assistant coach of Heart of Lions, Daniel Nieje, believes that they just need to put some one or two things together, and definitely in the second half they will manage to get the goal. He's still watching the Friday kickoff here from the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 0, Bando Heart of Lions 0. We'll be right back after the break.
beginning. Live feels heavy.
So half-time here at the Hohoe Stadium, and it's Hohoe United drawing goalless against Bando Heart of Lions in the first ever voter derby. The first game to raise the curtains on the last round of games, or in the last, match day 17. That's the first round. So the first round conclude with match day 17. And I'm still here at pitchside with Francis Aboibo Blackgate. Francis, this was a derby we all felt would give us some, breathtaking moments. But what are your thoughts after the first 45?
Well, if you look at the game, both coaches are being cautious. Tactically, they stay disciplined. But if you look at the open play in terms of the premium chances, goalkeeper Lawrence Osei pulled 2 saves, and then you look at Hearts of Lions, they rattled the crossbar with that header from Epson. And if you look at what they are doing, it's been midfield battle going at each other. But they got to take the game more to each other to try to carve out much more premium chances in the game in the second half. Because in the first half, you can tell none of the coaches were ready to overthink with what they planned. Yeah. And they are cancelling each other out. In central, if you look at Echedoglu and Ishmael Ado, as well as Osei Senior, and then John Alosode. Alosode had a very decent first 45 minutes here against the much more fancied senior guys in the Heart of Lions. On top of the pitch, you look at Hohoe United. They are struggling to impose themselves on Ebenezer Aban and Ruben Hennessy in terms of what the threats they carry. At the other side, you look at Obin Jr. On 1 or 2 occasions, showed us flashes of individual brilliance. He tried to shoot from range. And then as well as Efson, who has been mobile in terms of his movement on and off the ball, in terms of how he tries to link up with the play. Chauncey Freeman needs to hack the game more because he looked like he has been isolated. Aside that, if you look at this, it's looking that the game has to be won from the bench. And the 2 coaches need to think deep in terms of how they'll try to create much more openings going into the second half.
We saw the 4-4-2 flat from Hohoe United. We know they were going to be very conservative because they are not committing more men forward. But have you been pleased with that 2-top of Osman Safian and then also Bekoe? Have you been pleased with that hold-up play?
Well, if you don't look at the link-up play between the 2, it's like they are trying to drop deep to hack the game. And it's not giving them that kind of presence that they need up front. Because if you are playing against quality centre-backs in Ebenezer Aban and Ruben Hennessy, you've got to have one man standing on top to always waste them, to stretch the game. Because if you look at Osafo and Odro on both wings, they are trying to take the ball onto the wing, but they have to be direct and explosive. That's how come you can get back. If you look at what they are doing, they are not getting the balls up front. So Safian and Lawson are getting frustrated, so they are dropping deep. But the coach got to tell them that they got to stay up front and wait for their moment. Definitely, their moment will arrive. And when they arrive, they have to take it and be calm and composed to be able to put off the chances. But if they are dropping deep, then they will not carry much more threat on top of the pitch.
4 attackers from Heart of Lions. They always go with a 4-2-4 formation. And with 4-2-4, you always expect goals. You have Efson, you have Kojo Obin Jr., you have Chauncey Freeman, Seedorf Asante. What are they not doing right?
Well, in terms of the link-up play on top of the pitch, they are not getting the permutations. They have to form triangles to be able to interchange the passes among themselves. They are not quick on the transition. For them to break down this stubborn Hohoe United defensive unit this afternoon, they have to play the ball quick in terms of the transitions. And in terms of Echedogli and Ishmaelado, they are over-elaborating on the ball. They are slowing down the tempo of the game. So Hohoe United are not giving the strikers the opportunity to interchange passes in terms whenever they make the transition. They have to be quicker. And in terms of the overload on both flanks, they are not using it because all the time they have spare men to use. And you look at Seedorf Asante, he's playing behind the main mark, Effin, this afternoon. But if you look at what he's doing, he himself is not hacking the game properly. And it's up to Coach Bashir Hayford and Daniel Nieje to spot this petty mistake and to be able to pep talk them to come back into the second half so that they can be able to carry much more threat going into the game proper.
Halftime at the Hohoe Stadium. It is the Friday kickoff game, the first ever voter derby, but it's been a bit blunt from both sides. Hohoe United drawing goalless against Kpando Heart of Lions. Now, quickly, what needs to change in the second half, Francis? What do they need to do, especially talking about the home side, Hohoe United?
Well, for Hohoe United, they've started with a 4-2-3-1 formation. If it's not getting them the needed opportunity, then they've got to switch the formation to a 4-4-2 with variations of 3-5-2. That will give them variations to be able to overload the midfield where they can get the ball and spring onto the counter-attack. Because currently what they are doing, they are not getting enough bodies up front. And for me, if you don't have enough bodies up front, then you can't trouble the opponent or carry enough threat into the attacking channel. If they can vary the tactical formation in the second half, it will help them a lot. But for Heart of Lions, the 4-2-4, I think they've overloaded that front, and Hohoe United are basically being comfortable in terms of what they do. They can take away one striker and add one extra offensive midfielder, which is Samuel Kwanzaa on the bench. In the games, we've seen him against Bethem United combine beautifully to devastating effect on top of the pitch with Efson, where they broke the deadlock at the Kpando Sports Stadium. So they have a quality spare midfielder on the bench. If the top 4 is not working for them, you should held one of them off and then add another central attacking midfielder in him because he is someone that can come back to defend and he can surge forward with the attacking phase of game and be able to unlock the defensive unit of Hohoe United to premium effects.
We saw just 4 shots on target in the first half, 3 to Hohoe United, 1 to Kpando Heart of Lions. But you think a draw, because looking at how things are going, we've not seen that fierce play, we've not seen that explosive play from both sides. You think a draw will be a perfect result for both sides?
See, Josiah, in the second half, expect the game to explode. Like in terms of attacking play, the game now, they'll have to take more gamble or more distance to be able to carve each other open at premium. It's all about the first goal in this game. Then when the first goal arrives, the energy in the stands will spill over onto the pitch, and the players have no other option than to play to the energy of the fans. You look at the Kpando fans, you look at the Hohoe fans, they are just waiting for their moment to arrive. And for this game, I don't see this game ending in a draw. One side will definitely win this game at the end of 90 minutes.
Let's just look at the players. But Francis would have to join the feed for the second half. See you after 90 minutes. See you too after 90 minutes.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich
Second half underway here. It's Hohoe United who gets us going for second half action here at the Hohoe Stadium. It's a voter derby. No goals in the first half. Second half promises to be more exciting and competitive.
Most definitely. The fans are hoping for that. Everyone is hoping for that. It's a big game. You know, the tempo just needs to rise a bit, and you know, the pep talk needs to work. It needs to seep in. The players need to feel the energy in the crowds, and they just have to translate that into a performance, you know, on the pitch. But then a win for either side will be crucial. Will be great for them.
Ishmael Ado. Here is Danso. Efsen. Lions asking early questions of the United defense. And him to Ado. Ado switches down to the right side and finds Obin Jr. Two coaches will be ensuring that they don't open up so many spaces in defense. They want to tighten it up a bit and also be aware of what chances their opponents will give them going into the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But you need to take risk sometimes.
Oh, United coming close, but there's a clearance from Danso.
Yeah, it's been tight. It's been cagey. And, you know, we saw the number of big chances falling to both sides. We saw Aban's header. We also saw some goal line clearance and all that. But, you know, if you don't take risk, you don't win games. And sometimes you need to commit more men forward. You look at Hohoe United, they've stuck with a 4-4-2 flat with just two up front. You have Osman Safiano and then also Bekui up front. And it's not really helped them. We've not seen a lot, you know, of action, especially in attack from them. You look at Heart of Lions as well. It's been the 4-2-4 where they have four attackers and you're expecting, you know, something more promising, quality balls, you know, into the channels at least, 1v1 situations and all that. But we are not also seeing that. So it's just up to the players now to man up, you know, show some courage and also take the game to each other.
Ishmael Ado. Ruben Hennessy tries to find any, ball is cleared. Efsen with a cross. Obin Jr., poor connection from Kwejo Obin Jr. That's a bright chance for Obin Jr. in the second half.
He should have scored.
But Hohoe United will charge for their own opportunity or draw. Racing all the way looking for a foul. He won't get it.
Yeah, he's not going to get it. I don't think that was a foul. Just look at that. He just had no intentions of hitting that ball. You know, and he just played that ball a bit too far from him, allowing Echedogli to just nick in and apply some pressure on him. And Echedogli does well. He's not the fastest on the pitch, but at that point, you give him credit for that recovery. It was a good run from Echedogli.
Hohoe United have a corner. Ms. Bao has a job to do in ensuring that there's some sanity in that 18-yard box. Corner for Hohoe United. Aside swings one in. Kwame Paul gets a late touch on it, but ain't troubling Heart of Lions in any way.
Not at all. Across to the far end. And just look at that. Oh, a bit too heavy for me. I was thinking Kwame Paul would have managed to get that one, you know, inbounds again, at least into the 6-yard box for the Hohoe players to attack, but nothing from there. We saw some impressive, you know, set-piece routines in the first half from Hohoe United, and it's just gone away in the second.
Here is Kwejo Obin Jr. Good play from Al Qasim. Osafo unable to control that one. That's the paramount chief of Hohoe, Tobiga Gabusu the 7th, with his elders to support the home side.
And that's why they can't fail today. They need to win.
Here is Asante. Squares one into the box. Lions appeal for a handball. Referee was right there and close. Here is Danso to the middle for Ado. Ado to the left-hand side and finds Enim. Here is H.A. Dogley. Now Ebenezer Alban for Lions. We've done 5 minutes into second half action. No goals between these neighbors. Here is Obin Jr. for Hearts of Lions. It's a drive and it's straight to Musa.
Yeah, they're probing. They're getting into very dangerous positions now, and there's like the test shot we'd already seen from Heart of Lions in the second half. We've barely done 10 minutes and Obin Jr. again from that stance, but that's what you get when you put your double pivot, on the ball. We are seeing Eche Dogley and Ishmael Ado both have a feel of the ball, and they are trying to, do the playmaking from deep, and it's freeing up the attackers to find, spaces up front, and that's what they need to do often if they really want to get a goal this afternoon.
Osapo wins the free kick for Hearts of Lions, and Eche Dogley will protest against the decision. Referee have none of that. Free kick for Hohoe United.
Yeah, that was the incident again. Yeah, Eche Dogley is coming into contact with Odro Osafo.
Free kick taken away by Sida of Asante. Obin Jr. Good ball looking for Efsin. That's some clever defending from Paul Kwame.
Yeah, he had to do that. He had to go all out. Just knew he was going to get to the ball.
Good play from Danso. Lovely run from the right back. Now Obin Jr. again. Good defending from Hohoe United. Dogley. Hennessy. Now Asante. Obin Jr. is coming into the game more positively in the second half.
Yeah, and they are making waves now, Heart of Lions. They are gaining dominance, in midfield, and that's what they want. And just look at the position of these two players, Ishmael Ado and Eche Dogley, and that's what's freeing up the rest of the players. You have the fullbacks also joining the attack, creating overloads in the wide areas. And if Hohoe United are not careful, they need to block the spaces, the passing lanes, else just one dangerous ball and they could be down.
Daniel Osei to Paul Kwame now. One of those surviving members of the Liberty team that metamorphosed into Hohoe United. He's been one of the consistent features of this Hohoe team. Here's a man under pressure, huh?
Yeah, you talk about Bashir Hayford. He's an experienced gaffer, but that's the quality of the Ghana Premier League. And sometimes even the best coaches come under pressure. We've seen it with the veteran coaches. You mentioned the top coaches. All these coaches at some point. Samuel Buedu, a winner of the title. We've seen Bashir Hayford himself, and that was that initial collision there. Seed of Asante. He collided into by Adomako. That was a nasty play there by Adomako, and he's sometimes rugged. Doesn't allow anything to go past him.
Hearts of Lions have a free kick. Ishmael Ado sets this up for Seedoff. The poor strike.
Yeah, it's been very flat, Hohoe United. It's not really been impressive, and you're wondering why they gave away possession. They should be on the ball more, and perhaps maybe as a tweak in tactics, but I think if you want to create more, you just need to have more of the ball, and that's why they need to bring in Alosode and Osei Senior, into the game, just like we've seen Heart of Lions also bring in their midfielders in Ishmael Adu and then also Echidogli.
Minutes. Hohoe United nil. Hearts of Lions nil.
Well, the first ever Volta derby shouldn't be a distasteful one. It should be a boring derby. There should be fireworks. There should be some cracking moments. We've seen some action yet, but I think it's been subpar. There's quite a lot more, the fans are itching to see, and I think there's quality in both sides, and both sides just need to, exploit, the weaknesses.
Hearts of Lions pushing for the opening goal, trying to take the game to the home side. Obin Jr. Douglas strikes one from the distance and he goes out for a goal kick.
That would have been historic if he had scored. He's not your, goal scoring midfielder, always bent on playmaking, but that from a distance, Echidogli just trying his luck there, hoping that one will be on target.
Osafo will make way. Daniel Osei will also make way. So Osafo and Osei out for Michael Yeboah and David Anani.
Yeboah takes the place of Osafo at the right-hand side of the Hohoe United attack, and definitely he's been tasked to continue what Osafo was doing. After Enim was carded, you'd be thinking that was where they had to find him often, but he just went missing for a while, and we've not really seen anything dangerous from him, and that's why Yeboah just comes on like-for-like replacement.
Efsin, Ismail Ado, chance to Freeman.
There's a positioning of Ishmael Ado for me, just dropping in between Hennessy and Alban, and that's why they've pushed a bit more forward, more like a three-back with a ball now. And
Michael Efsin, here is Danso. Good defending from Hohoe United.
Yeah, but Hohoe United are living dangerously now, and just look at that space to exploit. Lovely ball, in between the defenders. Then could see Danso trying to just cut that one back into a dangerous area, and you had the likes, of Kujobin Jr. lurking there just to pounce on that one. Good vision from Efsin, turning playmaker at that point.
Enim. Cross comes in, but it's headed away by Paul Kwame. Here's Anane. Good defending, lovely player from Ebenezer Arban. It's a chance to Freeman. Freeman wants to shoot, but he's lost possession in the process. The foul for Hearts of Lions. That's some clumsy tackling from Al-Qasim.
Yeah, Al-Qasim Aruda. Let's look at that high foot now. And again, he goes in again. Again, seed off and just needs to be careful. Yes.
Oh, United up on 7 fouls. Out of Lions, 17.
Yeah. And most have come when trying to stop Hearts of Hohoe United from breaking away, you know, with that quick counter.
Ado. Enim. He's gone a bit quiet after that yellow card in the first half. Enim.
Yeah, and you're thinking TJ needs to exploit that space. You need to exploit his weakness now. He's already in the referee's books, and you need to put someone on him. You need to put someone to just take the game to him, and they are not doing that.
Delivery by Enim. An appeal for a handball. Misbah is right there. He doesn't even look there. But in his Alban's drive, he goes out, goal kick.
And the protest will continue, but not so quick. Referee in close proximity. Just to adjust that not to be a handball, but then a lovely delivery again. And just look at that. And not in a natural position for me. Not in a natural position. But Hennessy trying his luck from distance. And if they allow Enim and Damso to get on the balls, it will be dangerous for them.
Anani to Michael Yaboa. Two of the subs combining and Alban again to the rescue. Captain's drive straight to Lawrence Osei.
Yeah, good hit. We've not really seen them advance the ball as they did now. It was a cross initially, but then just cleared by Alban, and the return ball, the half volley.
Hohoe centre back Paul Kwame seems to have suffered from a knock.
And so the reaction of the fans tells you that they want nothing other than a sending off. These are the tackles sometimes you see in derbies. It's always feisty, it's always fierce, you know, the pandemonium, everything. And I think this game, to some extent, has given us a bit of it.
Free kick for the home side. Trying to double up in terms of the offensive onslaughts.
I've not seen much from them, and at this time it was Bangura combining with the sub Anane at the left-hand side. It's a side where you think they've got quality, but they've not really used, the left winger there as much as you think. And it was a good combination there.
Odro to take the free kick for Hohoe United. He scored against Asante Kotoko from a free kick, but not from an angle like this. He bends one in. Nearly the opening goal. Lawrence Osei, some way, somehow, does not concede.
Just talking about scoring against Kotoko, and that was a sublime free kick to the far post and the header. A good reaction save, but then the reaction from the rebound, both sets of teams reacting slowly, especially Hohoe United. Someone needs to be there. Someone needs to pounce on that.
Losim Bekwe shows great strength and desire, but he ain't getting any foul. He gets a penalty. Wow. It was obvious he wanted a penalty. He invited a challenge and he rightly got it. But I was thinking that it was a genuine tackle there. That's the protestation from the outside.
Yeah, they will by doubt. And you see, I think Alban just went to sleep for a split second. He drops his shoulder, and he creates that space for himself. Just look at that. Alban falling for the trick. Now he creates room for himself, and Alban just doesn't get the ball. And I think that's where this is a more clear angle, from a reverse angle. Just look at that. Alban not getting the ball. He trips him. And I think that was the right call from Miss Bow. Alban has been faultless. He's been flawless all afternoon until, that point where he went 1v1 with Bekoe, and Bekoe showed so much class, so much quality, in that situation, dropping the shoulder, creating space, and just, drawing the foul easily.
And Hearts of Lions will complain. The captain has been calmed down. He might just be the obvious penalty taker.
Yeah, 4 goals so far this season, Safiano, and he's got nerves of steel, so much stamina, hardly gets tired, even after 90 minutes, and definitely he'll be the one to take it, but the protest will continue.
Wondering what Osei and him are telling the assistant referee, but these fans would not mind.
No, they wouldn't at all. They've been waiting for this moment, and everyone up on their feet now, hoping that,
That's the incident. He goes past Alban. Alban tries to push him down. Yeah. He hangs on and eventually goes down. Contact in the box. Referee right there.
Yeah, definitely. That trailing leg, of Bekoe, and it was clumsy from Alban. Should have been more careful. Once you allow them room, you don't go in charging on them.
Captain Safian Usman. Opportunity for Hohoe United to jump into the lead here. Penalty for the home side, and it's their ever reliable captain Safian Usman to take it. He's got 4 goals already in the Premier League. An opportunity to hit 5 for the home favourites. Penalty, Hohoe United. Will Lawrence Osei save? Or Safianu send the home fans into wild jubilations?
Tough moment. Everyone waits patiently.
Penalty for Hohoe. Captain Safianu Usman against Lawrence Osei, for a team rooted within the bottom 3. A win for them in this game will temporarily lift them from the relegation zone. They are only out of safety if they win this one. Here is Safianu Usman, and Safianu has blown it over the bar. He has blown it over the bar. Unbelievable. And the away fans are excited.
You were expecting wild jubilations from the whole side, but it rather went to the home side because that was a terrible kick from Safianu. Just look at that. You'll be thinking he sent Lawrence Osei the wrong way, but the execution, just terrible. It's just dug so deep. I think the execution, the technique, just failed him at that point. Lawrence Osei was in no man's land at all, and all he had to do was to just direct that one on target. And, the calmness, those total, quietness everywhere before he kicked that ball, and all of a sudden, it's rather the Kmando fans that celebrate.
Captain Safiano, the hero, might just be the villain. He sent the stadium into exciting scenes and massive celebrations in the past, but he's let them down big time here.
Yeah, and that's the time you'd be hoping they don't drop their guards, and you need to keep that concentration. Yeah, confidence will drop a bit, but you need to keep it intact. And still, unbelievable scenes. No one can believe it. Not even the head coach can believe it. And the most reliable player for them this season fails them at the point they need him the most. 4 goals, it's won them so many points this season. And at a time where you think he's going to make history by becoming the first scorer in the Volta Derby in the Premier League, he flouts the chance. Golden opportunity, just gone begging.
disappointed, but he's got opportunity to make amends. He's yet to go into the game, but he's already been yellow carded. Emmanuel Cherme.
You hardly see this in football these days. Hardly. And there's a bit of confrontation there. TJ not happy with that yellow card shown to Cherme.
Cherme goes in to replace Adomako. And then Lawson Bekwi out for Ebenezer Amega. He just came in, but he got the yellow card. Confirmation of the substitutions. Cherme, Amega, in for Adomako and Bekwi.
I think Adomako picked up a knock. There was a point where he signaled to the bench that he wouldn't be able to continue, and they just had to bring in someone. At least they have 19 more minutes. No pass plus added on time to try and win it again. It was a golden opportunity. It's gone, and you would have to keep your focus. It's important for a team languishing in the bottom three.
There's a foul for Hearts of Lions.
Seems to be a hard push on Chauncey Freeman. You could see it there. It was Haruna Al-Qasim with that push.
After surviving that penalty, I tell you, Hearts of Lions will be boosted in confidence to go all out for this one.
Yeah, you feel that momentum swung in their favor, rather. You know, there's a pendulum swing there, and the momentum would rather be with them now after, you know, surviving that penalty.
The assistant referee and his centre man having a word before this free kick is taken. The seed of Asante, Ishmael Ado, and then Enim. The killer goes right over the bar.
Not a bad ball from Ishmael Ado. It's been a bit quiet.
Al-Qasim Aruna. Efsin. Hohoe United trying to make amends from that penalty miss with some high pressing, but Hearts of Lions look very organized in both midfield and attack. Here they go, Lions. I thought he wasted so much time on the boy Ishmael Ado, but he's lucky to get a free kick in his favor.
Yeah, they are winning more free kicks now, but it's just been poor execution each and every time. You know, Ishmael Ado blasting one not long ago, but it was Safian Osman with a recovery there. Just trips Ishmael Ado after, you know, fairly winning that ball, I think. That was just the late challenge there. They're finding spaces now, Heart of Lions. They're finding spaces, especially after, you know, moving the Efsin a bit more, you know, closer to his number 10. And the link-up play has been good so far, but they just need to make something happen with these free kicks.
traveling fans ever confident after surviving the scare. Free kick taken quickly. Here is chance to Freeman with a cutback. Ball is cleared away. 75 minutes. Hohoe United nil, Hearts of Lions nil. Obin Jr. Lions comes close. There's a corner for Hearts of Lions.
That was nearly the opener. Dangerous ball from Obin Jr. Skips easily past Bangura. And that touch again from Aloso Day. Nearly resulting in a goal for Heart of Lions.
Ismailadu's corner, away by Musa. Cross comes in. Enim. Freeman. Goes past Yaboa. Here is Enim. Sends in a cross. Ebenezer Arban. Now here is the captain Safiano Usman, but Lawrence Osei, some brave goalkeeping.
He had to, by Ebenezer Amagat does well to hang on. Try to tread that one. And he had the pace more than Echedogli, but it was Lawrence Osei also reading the situation quickly to step out of his line and just grab that. That would nearly be in a dangerous ball. And Safiano doing everything in this game to redeem himself.
Freeman to Enimu, swings in across. Here's Ado, Asante, Echedogli, drives one in, and it goes wide.
You hardly see him in attacking positions, Echedogli. A push has come to shove again. He finds himself about 30 yards away. Again, Hohoe United players just crowding the box.
So, Sido Asante alongside Chauncey Freeman will go out for Macaulay Kuma and Paula Teje. Like for like.
Like for like. Just renewed energy, fresh limbs. Let's have the energy to take on the defenders at this point. They have seen spaces, at the wide areas. We've seen crosses from both Enim and then also done so. And sometimes you need these attackers. Try and go past their markers, create space. Perhaps even get you the goal you need.
Obin Jr. steals possession, but that's clever defending from Paul Kwame. He ends up giving it away, but Ado hands it back to the home side. Alosode wins the free kick.
That was a timely tackle. And if that ball had gone past him, then surely that would have been the goal for Heart of Lions. But it was a time tackle by Paul Kwame.
Away side on 21 fouls, 12 for the home side. The second half has been more physical than the first.
Yeah, you always want to up the tempo, especially in a derby game, first ever derby game. You'd always want the tempo to be high. In the first half, yeah, we saw some lethargic moments, but it's been better in the second.
And on his effort is straight to Lawrence Osei.
That was a good ball.
That's Ebenezer Omega.
Yeah.
Familiar with the coach having worked together at
Legon Cities, huh?
Legon Cities. Obin Jr. with a chance. How did he miss this one? Kwejo Obin Jr. He should be scoring.
Yeah, you think about that penalty miss as a huge opportunity, but this is clearing, at a bigger chance that penalty miss. Just look at that. Efson does well. It was a feeble ball, but then Obin Jr. does well to sprint onto it. And the finishing, it was just awful for me. Not the best finishing. Perhaps he should be going with the right foot, not with a weaker foot. There was no way that one would have been on target. they had to do was to just, use the inside of the right foot, finesse that one perhaps.
An opportunity, easier to score than to miss.
Perhaps.
Five shots on target for the visitors. Off target. And one for the home side. So it tells you how the game has swung in the second half. Lions threatening and moving, but nothing productive from their onslaughts. With this clarion chance by Obin Jr. going a begging.
Again, both players now on the same page there. Safiano can only imagine what's going through his head now after missing that penalty. Again, trying to combine with Bangura doesn't go well for them, and they'll still have to wait for a while.
Mega, poor pass from Ebenezer Mega.
Yeah, he's looked sharp since coming out. He's not that player to get you that final pass, that touch of class wouldn't come from him. He's a good finisher. 1v1 situations, yeah, you trust him to beat his marker, but picking out a pass that splits the defense, I don't think Amega gives you that.
Sherman's clearance for the home side. Bismarck Enim finds Ishmael Ado. Ado is trying to pick out Kuma. Michael Yaboa. Now captain Safiano Usman. Alosode. Al-Qasim Aruna on the right for Hohoe United. Here's Michael Yaboa. Alosode. That's an awful pass from Alosode. He's been the conductor. He's been that one orchestrating all the moves from the midfield, but this is highly uncharacteristic of him.
Terrible pass from Alosode. You expect better.
Kwanzaa, who is the regular in this Hearts of Lions setup, comes off the bench to replace Kojo Obin Jr., who has missed what can best be described as the biggest chance of the game, not even the penalty missed by Alban.
Not at all. He was just within scoring distance. And you still wonder how he just managed to just hit that one off target, not even directing it on target. And he'll be disappointed with himself.
And that penalty was missed by Safiano Usman.
Yeah.
Obin Jr., he's dejected. It tells on his face.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. That was a game-winning moment. And, if they should walk away with just a point here in this game, then he knows that he flagged the golden opportunity to get the maximum points in a crucial game as this one.
H.A. Dogley loses out. Odro. Bangura to Alosode. Good defending from Danso, but Safiano Usman goes in. Clearance away by Ateje for a throw into Lions. Five more minutes away from regulation 90. Hohoe United 0. Hearts of Lions 0. Don't forget, Hohoe missed the penalty through Captain Usman Sofianu. That could have been the opening. Obin Jr. with a glaring chance, unable to score, but Lions ain't giving up yet. It's a goal kick. Macaulay Kojokuma trying to weave his way unsuccessfully.
Yeah, fresh legs. Has the energy. Well, this time skill gone wrong there for Macaulay Kuma. And the expression on his face tells you how disappointed he was.
Hearts of Lions will move to the sixth position if it stays this way. And all United will move out of the relegation zone onto the 14th position. William Ojo is out for one of the local favorites, Amevo.
He has limited time to make his mark in this game. It's been a very, very tough game.
Hohoe United have an uphill task. They play at this venue on match day 18 against Hearts of Oak. Hearts is coming to town. And for Hearts of Lions, they travel they're up against Dreams at the Tuba AstroTurf.
Cracking one.
Ishmael Ado, Kwanzaa. Michael Yeboah takes possession.
They're trying to send more men forward, Hohoe United. They know it's now or never for them. And you can see Aluso they're playing as a lone pivot there. He's been great on the ball so far. He's been able to spring the passes very well, find men in open spaces, but they need to make the overloads count up front.
For Hearts of Lions, the winless run gets to 7, but at least they've been able to halt the losing run. With just 2 minutes to go, they might just feel like we didn't lose, although we didn't win. So going into that game against Dreams, they'll think it will be time to get their season back on track.
Maybe, but if you take a look at it holistically, in their last 7 games, they've picked up just 3 from a maximum 21, and that isn't good enough for them.
Ishmael Ado. There's a push on Cherme. Free kick for Hohoe United.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, Ishmael Ado. There was no way he was getting that ball and illegally using his arms there, applying some push on Cherme. He's also been decent since coming on for Adomako, and clearly in the presence of the linesman, it was going to be a foul.
It's the home side who have been dominated in possession. Hearts of Lions have actually been the better of the two in terms of who have seen the ball more in the second half at 55.
Yeah, they have. They've seen lots of the ball, but very, very few chances for them. The biggest one, obviously, falling to Kojo Bean Jr. And the game plan from Hohoe was just clear: 4-4-2. We just allow our strongest attackers, to hold up play for us. Safiani did that brilliantly. Bekoe had his moment, won that penalty, but barring that, we've not really seen anything, from the home side. And you don't win games like that. You just need to create lots of chances, perhaps.
That's silly. If the referee saw what I saw, that should be a yellow card. He just decided to goes straight into Odro.
Yeah, it was a foul play there, clearly, but as to if the referee wants to, just stood in the way of Bangura.
Ateje, clumsy challenge.
Again, and
Alosode's effort takes the deflection of Kwanzaa. Hohoe would want a corner kick. 90 minutes already, confirmation of 5 additional minutes. We're doing 5 added on minutes here at the Hohoe Stadium. Amebos delivery, connection gone bad. Cherme. Michael Yaboa, lovely skill. Goes down from the challenge of Efsen, free kick. Hohoe United. David Anani to take the free kick for Hohoe. He's blasted waywardly, and it's a goal kick. Disappointing from Anani. Poor technique. Awesome delivery. Awful one from him. We're into the final 3 minutes of stoppage time. Ateje goes down. Hennessy. Aban. Aiming at Ateje. Cherme. Makes sure Ateje doesn't get control of that ball. There's a slight push on Ateje, but it's not the one that referee will whistle to hand you the advantage. Michael Yaboa. Alosode. Eche Dogley takes possession. He's fouled and it's a yellow too. Alosode. John Alosode, yellow carded for the challenge on Ateje.
Yellow card. John Alosode, player 2.
Confirmation of John Alosode's yellow card. We're into the final seconds of stoppage time. Hohoe with a free kick deep into their area by Lions. Bismarck Enim has gone down and stayed there as Hohoe United push forward. Tries to go all by himself, unsuccessfully. That was Anani with that solo run. Enim looking for Efsen. We've done 5 of the additional minutes done. Any moment from now, referee will whistle, but Hohoe would not give up. Michael Yeboah's pass can't find Bangura. Here is Anane. Chance for Hohoe. Nobody there to connect. The captain was a shit late. The Bota derby ends in a stalemate. The game between the neighbors here in Hohoe and Pando ends in a goalless draw, but not without a lot of interesting happenings. A missed penalty by the home side's captain, Usman Sofianu, and a glorious opportunity missed by Obin Jr. But Paul Kwame picks up the MVP for an amazing performance in defense. Perfect game for our man of the match, Paul Kwame. But I'm sure for him, it was the 3 points that mattered most. The winless run of Hearts of Lions continue in the Ghana Premier League, and the revival mission of Hohoe United does not materialize. Full time at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0. Hearts of Lions obviously dominated possession and had more shots at 7 with 55% of the possession. But in the end, it failed to produce goals. An interesting fixture comes to an end here at the Hohoe Stadium. And in the Bota derby, it's Hohoe United 0, Hearts of Lions 0.
All right, so the first ever voter derby in the Ghana Premier League ends in a goalless stalemate. Hohoe United not able to find the most important goal to give them 3 points. They flagged the penalty through their captain, Osman Safian. Heart of Lions also goes 7 without a single win in the Ghana Premier League. My name is Jose Hohoe, and I'm here with the head coach of Heart of Lions. Coach, how would you sum up this game?
Well, I think it was a very tough game because both sides they didn't want to lose. The home team played aggressively, and then we also matched them boot to boot. And unfortunately, they had a penalty, they couldn't convert. We also had a clear chance, and then we also couldn't convert it. And so we drew, and I think both sides are happy because the friendship between Hohoe and Pandu, maybe God didn't want it to be one being happy and one being sad. So all of us are sharing the point, and then we go home.
Interesting. But you're looking at your front four. You've always kept a consistent team. You never change. What do you think is wrong now? Do you think complacency is setting in, or you think you are losing the firepower?
That is what I'm finding out. Because sometimes I tell them that because for consistency is very good for every team. So that you play within yourselves and then you get the unity, everything. But they are playing good. I mean, when they are playing good. It's all about converting our chances. That's all. But they are playing very good. So that is what I've been working on last 2 weeks and last week, all finishing. When it comes to the real situation, there's a problem.
Now you've got 7 without a win, 3 points from a possible 21.
What
are you looking at doing to snap that?
Very, very, very sad. If a team plays 7 matches and get only 3 or 2 points, it's a failure.
And you think your job is on the line now?
Me? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that is so. So be it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
and
you
wish you
too.
a safe journey back to Kpando. So that's the head coach of Kpando Heart of Lions, Bashir Hayford. He's won the league before, but this time things are not really going his way, and he believes that his job is not on the line, despite the fact that his side, Kpando Heart of Lions, has picked up just 3 points from a possible 21 in their last 7 games, dating back to November 2025. And I'm now here. I've been joined by the head coach of Hohoe United, Abdul Tijani Bashir. Coach, you're smiling. You just dropped 2 points and you're smiling. Are you okay with the scoreline?
No, I'm not smiling at all. Why? Because I don't know, anytime we had this kind of goal scoring opportunity, I don't know what it's just like this. We are unlucky. I don't know. But it's just that we have to keep working out to achieve our target,
Right, we saw the lineup, we saw the setup. Osman Safian, Bekui up front. Did it work to perfection for you? We saw Bekui winning the penalty as well for you. Did it work to perfection?
Exactly, it did so well because it gives us everything. Just that Safiano should have, scored a goal for us. But it's our talisman. He scored even the difficult goals better than this one. So there's nothing that we can do than to say we are unlucky. Because I'm very happy with the performance because my team is playing very well. But when it comes to goal scoring, that's exactly what we like. But as a coach, it's our responsibility to push them till they start scoring. And we'll get there.
Now you've moved to 18 points, but then you're not safe entirely. You're not home and dry. What are you going to do now to salvage the situation for yourself? Because you definitely feel under pressure sometimes.
Yeah, of course. But, pressure is part of us. I don't think I'm under pressure at all. Just that I have to focus and do exactly what I'm coming here to do. That's to try as much as possible to let Hohoe United stay in the Premiership.
And finally, your captain, what are you going to say about him after missing that penalty?
No, nothing. Just to motivate him to make sure in next game you do better. Nothing. What else?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Coach
Abdul Tijani Bashir is the head coach of Hohoe United. He says there's nothing to say about his captain after he fluffed, a golden chance from 12 yards to put them in front. Maybe even win the game for them, but he's content and he believes they need to work hard to turn the situation in their favor. I'm now here with the man of the match, Paul Kwame. He played so well in defense together with Adomako before Adomako was subbed off. Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you very much.
And what do you say about the game? Are you disappointed you couldn't pick up maximum points?
Yeah, very disappointed. You could see we created many chances and we couldn't utilize it, but that's how the game is. So we are disappointed, so we'll just take it like that. Yeah.
As a defender, you'll be happy you kept a clean sheet. But what do you have to say about the overall performance, not able to convert the chances you created today?
I think we played very well, and I don't know. Sometimes you are lucky, sometimes you are not lucky. But keeping a clean sheet is what I want. But going forward, we needed that 3 points more than a clean sheet. But all the same, we'll take it like that.
And as a player, are you scared you might get relegated after just gaining promotion?
No, I'm not scared. We still have a lot of games to play. So we'll keep working hard and we'll come back stronger.
Interesting. And talk to me about your relationship with Adomako at the back. How has it been so far?
It's been good. And this is the first time I'm playing with him. I've known him at a Great Olympics, but I think gradually we are getting to know each other. And I think it's very nice to play with him.
Thank you very much. And congratulations once again, Paul Kwame, our man of the match in today's goalless stalemate at the Hohoe Stadium. The first ever voter derby in the Ghana Premier League, and with no goal scored, but then lots of action, lots and lots of action. Francis Blackgate Aboibo joins me again at pitchside. Francis, let me quickly take your thoughts over 90 minutes. What do you have to say about this game?
Well, it was a game that was there for the taking in the second half, and actually both teams had their moments to win this game. You look at Hohoe United, referee Misbah gave them a penalty, which the captain of the side, Usman Safian, couldn't convert from the spot. From there, Heart of Lions played very well as well. They created their chances, and the best chance fell to Obin Jr. 1v1 with the goalkeeper at his mercy. It's only him that can tell us how he managed to miss that opportunity. Big chance to win the game in the dying embers. Then in the final embers, in the last minute, David Ananikeke pulled back into the 6 yard for the captain again, Usman Safian. He was a little bit late in arriving on the spot to convert that one. So if you look at how the permutations, look at that penalty there. That was a poorly executed. Look at the fans.
Shocking, shocking. And Safian should have been doing better at that point.
He should have been doing better, absolutely.
And the reaction.
And look at the reaction of this one. That will go viral for some time in Ghanaian football folklore. Let's see. Look at him.
He just can't believe it.
Look at him.
Yeah.
And the cameraman that picked this shot deserves an extra bonus for the day. He picked a perfect shot for the cameras. Yeah. And if you look at what transpired here, I think both teams went for it in the second half. From the 75th minute, they really went for it. But it's just that the game was destined to end in a draw. So both coaches are not happy. But at the end of the day, that's the permutations. They cancel each other out. So it's 1 point gain each for both sides.
Thank you very much, Francis Aboibo Blackgate. I've always enjoyed your company, and you out there, if you made time on TV3 and also on Nya TV, it's been a great presentation here from the Hohoe Stadium, where we had the first ever voter derby, which ended in a goalless stalemate. Hohoe United not scoring, Bando Heart of Lions also now increasing that winless streak to 7 games in the Ghana Premier League. My name is Josiah Hohoe, and on behalf of everyone here, we are wishing you a happy new year. And stay tuned, because on Sunday there's a big one from the TNA Stadium. It's Mediama Sporting Club taking on Accra Hearts of Oak. Bye for now.
Watch them out! Even what she's gonna